The unthinkable has happened. Sorrowstorm is back, and with a new EP with brand new songs. Not only that, but Vision of God Records also reissued Onward with a 13th anniversary release. What's cool about the 13th anniversary reissue of Onward is the fact that they gave it a remaster. And if you want to hear Onward in its originally released state, you can listen to that too. It's a 2-disc set. So when I pre-ordered those releases, I bought all this stuff too, including this shirt that I'm wearing right now. So instead of doing the normal unboxing thing that I do, we're just going to take a look at all the stuff that I've bought from Vision of God Records so far and just kind of do a deep dive on each one. And so we'll start with Epoch of Exile, the new EP from Sorrowstorm. Each song on here is just absolutely terrific. Granted, only these first 3 are new and the other 2 are re-recordings, but start to finish, this is just absolutely terrific. Beneath a Dreadful Sky, it has got some of the coolest guitar work I've heard from Felipe. Like, this whole thing is just, yeah, if you have not heard this, you've got no excuse because it's everywhere you can download or stream things. So definitely give it a listen. I recommend listening to it on YouTube personally. That's because usually that's where I listen to a lot of this stuff. Give Vision of God Records some more views, some more listens. But yeah, this is a terrific EP, and I am very, very glad Sorrowstorm is back and with new music, and it's so good. And we have the 13th anniversary reissue of Onward, like I said. Now this is very satisfying to have in my collection now and just to exist in general, because when I first found out about Sorrowstorm, I was still in high school, so I missed out on being able to get the original version of Onward that had come out. So this is just wonderful to have. And also, like, I had talked to Felipe quite a bit back then, and sometimes we talk now too. So Sorrowstorm is pretty special as a project to me. It was one of the first black metal projects I'd ever heard. Felipe's taught me a lot about music, about different underground subgenres. We've talked about faith a lot. He's just a really, really cool guy. I'm really glad to know him, really glad he's making music again, and I'm just so excited that I can't put words together correctly. And I've also got Panther Crater's Song of Solomon. This particular release came out in 2001. I'll put somewhere in this video whether or not that's a reissue. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I believe also that this was their very first album. I'll also put that somewhere. But this is also really good. I love Panther Crater. As far as brutal slam death metal goes, I believe that's what it is. It's groovy. It's death metal and it's groovy. So you can't really get much better, I don't think. Like, this is cream of the crop when it comes to Christian death metal. Like, this is some of the best that's out there, in my opinion. Panther Crater is very hard to top, and I'm glad to have this in my collection. And I've got another Panther Crater release. This is A Decade of Thoughts, which is a greatest hits album that came out in 2007. They had been around for quite some time. So this is a really, really good collection to have. So yeah, if you're not sure where to start with Panther Crater, and or maybe you've heard Arium already and you haven't, or maybe you haven't, this is definitely a great one to have. This is a really neat little booklet with with artwork and clippings from underground zines and stuff. I love little commemorative things like this that come with CDs and records and stuff like that. It wouldn't kill me to be a little bit more eloquent, but how many takes have I taken to do this? So we're gonna leave that in. We're leaving that in. I'm leaving it in. And in early 2021, Marching Out of Babylon, also from Panther Crater. So this is their newest release so far at the time of recording this. And yeah, this is also really, really good. So if you like Panther Crater, you will not be disappointed. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah. The artwork behind, and it folds out like this, so you get to see the whole painting. That's cool. I've also been collecting a Bated Mass of Flesh records. So, because they kind of released a bunch of EPs, but they only released a couple of full-length albums. It's hard to tell what's a full-length and what's an EP with these guys because it's grindcore. Predominantly grindcore. It's some variety of death metal, not necessarily grindcore, but it's like as short as grindcore, and it's as brutal, if not more so. Like it's... Okay, I'll just put a clip in. It sounds like this. And so this is about as brutal as Christian music has ever gotten, in my opinion. I don't think there's ever been a band that's been heavier. You might think, oh, it's not that brutal because it's not that heavy. It's not because the production quality, also leans into the heaviness. And you might be right on that. However, I think that the production quality and the heaviness and the brutality, it's like it comes together, and they just do an amazing job. The members of this band, they do a whole bunch of other side projects too, and they're all gold. Like, these are really, really good guitarists, really good producers. Yeah, they just make really, really good sounding stuff. Speaking of really good sounding stuff, Crimson Moonlight. And I've got their 2016 release, Divine Darkness. Really, really good stuff. I'm not sure if you'd necessarily call it black metal, melodic death, something around that. You can argue with me about that later. But it's heavy, it's melodic, it's just very, very well composed. The vocals are beastly. I love the packaging here. It's very, very high quality. I love the foil stamping. This is just a great record. I think all of Crimson Moonlight stuff is great. If I find their other stuff, I'm definitely going to try to pick them up, because Crimson Moonlight is like also among the best. They're up there with Panther Crater and Ancestor. Spoiler alert, I got something from Ancestor also. They have reissued King's Blood, which was their very first album ever, if I remember correctly. And this is obviously the vinyl reissue. Let's go ahead and open it. Gatefold. Love gatefolds. And so this is a double LP because it's a long one. Some of these can be a little temperamental to get out because the slots are a bit narrow. Jump cut time. So these are plain black records, so I'm not going to open the other one. This one just tells you which side it is on the label, and that's fine. This is very, very simple, very, very elegant, so yeah. Can't wait to give this a proper listen. Oh, and there was a little insert. Us Against the World, 1995. Yeah, because when they had come out, oh wow, and they've got a little story written here. I'm gonna definitely read that at some point. But yeah, they were among the earliest to do this type of music for the Lord. Very few bands existed that did this sort of thing before Ancestor. And on the subject of very early Christian black metal, Horde. This is a particularly classic album for the genre, so for this to get a reissue on Sound Mass was pretty cool. We're going to take a look at this. This is just a simple jacket. Got an insert, and the insert has all of the lyrics, which is cool. I believe this is the only album Ford ever produced, if I remember correctly. Put that somewhere in the video. And this is kind of cool. It's semi-transparent. It's called Milky Transparent, and that's pretty fair. And I think that looks really cool because the whiteness of the record itself helps contrast with the black packaging. I just think that looks really cool. I can't wait to blast this. It'll be the first time I've heard it since I was a teenager. Now, I don't know when this has ever happened that a record label has sent me a bonus album just because I ordered a whole bunch of stuff, so this is actually really kind of cool of them. Monasiddif, I think that's how you pronounce it. Enemy of Satan. And it's kind of cute. They kind of scratch out the word Satan at the bottom there. But yeah, so let's go take a look at this after I stop talking like a Neanderthal. There's no insert, it's just a plain black record, but I will show you the label. And that looks pretty cool. The colors definitely complement the cover pretty nicely. As I said before, I do like it when they do that. I never heard of this band before, so I gave it a listen over YouTube while I was at work. And musically, the production-wise, man, this is just a really, really, really great sounding album. Personally, I think the lyrics are a bit on the cheesy side, but you can also kind of tell they're having a little bit of fun with it, not taking it too serious. But the sound is just incredible, and obviously, more Christian death metal is not something that I'm going to ever have a problem with. So yeah, that's all. That's what I got.
Hey, it's me, Candy Bones, interjecting to close off this video.
Really? You just jumped in front of my camera like that?
Of course! You know you wouldn't be anywhere without me. Now go watch our other videos. I also do some of the unboxings with Erie. And most importantly, our show When Games Happen. Why can't we get people to watch that?